Hi everyone, this video is going to introduce some best practices for inputting your footage, renaming it, and another set of organizational skills, and also how to cull your footage or go through and pick the best parts of it and get rid of all the extra stuff. So we are going to pretend we are in week 1, and I have now finished my opening day, and this is all the footage that I have. So this is old footage, it's real time from the good old Outback. So if we look in here, we can see there's all this footage that's ready to be imported. I've already done the honors of bringing it in from my SD card. So here's just the basic stuff. It says image. It doesn't have a lot of good detail in it. I know that I went to Gauntlet and that I went to a theme night. However, that's really not enough detail. So one thing that I'm really going to suggest is using a naming convention for your footage and sticking to it. I'm going to highlight all this, go in and rename it. So a few things. We're going to do format, not replace text. I like name and counter. You can do other things. I think name and counter is easiest to keep track of also how much footage you actually have to go. After name, start at numbers 1. The difference between counter and index is going to start you at 1. Be sure to do counter because basically Premiere will order your footage differently depending on the leading zeros or not. So I like the counter. It's just a lot better, personally, in my opinion. So what am I? I'm always going to include the week that I am in, and then I am going to include the day. So week 1, Sunday, and then I typically throw on either like it's a theme night, I was at Ropes, whatever. So in this, I am going to put, this is all my Gauntlet. So I'm just going to put Gauntlet. So very easy to see what's going on here. This is what it's going to output. So I'm going to rename those. Following that same naming convention of how I just named those previous clips, I'm going to go in, do the exact same thing, name it 1 Sunday, and then I'm going to change this up to theme night. Definitely biggest thing on this is just following a naming convention. It's going to help you out so much when you're actually looking at your footage in Premiere, actually being able to tell what it is just by the name. So now I am going to go into Premiere and open up our Silverado week 1. So this is the exact thing that we just set up. We have all of our bins here. So as you can guess, we are going to go into the footage bin. So one thing that I really like about Premiere, we have this like import tab, edit, and export. I don't love this import tab, and a way easier way to do it when you're shooting day to day is just to bring it right in here. All you have to do is double click, and then it's going to bring you right to where you want to be. So I'm in my sample week 1. I'm going into my actual week 1 now. Going into Sunday, I did that too quick. Double click Sunday, I'm going to go back to week 1. I am just going to click Sunday as a whole, that whole folder. And what it's going to do is bring that right in, and it's gonna be so quick and easy. So now I have all of that footage right in there. I didn't have to go through this whole import tab. This is what I like to do. Obviously it can depend on you and yourself and your preferences. That's just the easiest way. So now we're gonna go through and cull some of our footage. So what I mean by cull is going and getting all of our usable and good footage. This doesn't have to mean that you know you'll absolutely use it. It's just gonna be any footage that you are like, yes, this is usable and I'm happy with it. This first one, we go through. I don't see a lot of good stuff. We can't really see his face. We see this little kid for a second. It's maybe usable. I've already put ins and outs. Anyways, we're gonna skip over. Going straight to here. So we got these people dancing, and we have this cute kid. Look, I zoomed, how fun. We have this kid, he is smiling, he's having a grand old time. So we're gonna start right on the edge, put in, which is gonna be I, and then an out point. We're gonna press the period button, and that's gonna bring it right into this footage tab. Basically, the point of this footage tab is going to be, we're gonna fill it up with all of our usable footage. It's gonna be where it lives. It's gonna be a lot easier to actually tell where things are. So basically, I would continue to do this. I'd go through, this isn't anything that I love and I don't think I'll use it. We're gonna keep going. We got all of our work crew guys. Here we go. We got some trucks. Nothing super great there. I'm gonna skip over it. there we go. We got this kid. He is happy. He's having a grand old time. How cute. All this is pretty usable. Again, I might not know or feel like this is exactly what I want, but all that is usable, so we're gonna toss it in the timeline. I'm gonna go through and find a little bit better of a clip. My thing got really foggy. Here's some girls. They are spraying the camera. How fun. So here's a good example. This beginning part is good. I'm gonna start it right before the action. They jump and spray. How perfect. I'm gonna plop it in there. This may seem tedious and boring, but the main reason I'm suggesting this is it's going to be a lot easier to be more creative with your footage and your edits when you have good footage already prepped for you. It's like pre-cutting your vegetables and all of your ingredients before you actually go in and cook something. So here, as you can see, I continue to go through my footage and do this over and over again. You can see my timeline starting to fill up with that usable footage. I'm gonna give you a few more examples of how I would clip some of these and why. I get the full action of this clip, which is pretty nice. He obviously throws it kind of close and I flinch, but we're gonna end up using that a little bit later. Anyways, I hope you get kind of the point of this culling process. So now when I go to edit, I'm going to have all of these perfect little pieces of footage that's ready to go and ready to be edited. It doesn't have that extra space. It has all the info that I want. So if I were to play this back, genuinely, it would play almost a decent video. I understand what's going on. And now I have plenty of good usable footage to work with. We're gonna head into our final section where I show you guys how you can label your footage with different colors. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go into here and go into keyboard shortcuts. We're gonna be putting some color labeling shortcuts onto your keyboard so that you can really quickly label and put different colors onto your footage. If I do control, right here you can see lavender, rose, teal, mango, yellow, iris, Caribbean. I've already set these. How you can set more, so I'm gonna set 8 and 9, is this means when I'm hitting the control button and click 1, it will label the piece of footage that I'm on as lavender. So I'm going to go to label right here. It says edit label, and then in all of these different ones, I'm gonna use forest. What I'm gonna do is control 8. And now it's gonna set control 8 as forest. You can keep going through, you can find what colors you like. I'm gonna do blue as control 9. Control 9, I've now set control 9 as blue. So now we've set up these label shortcuts for your footage. So how these are useful is to be able to easily identify which clips are gonna be used for what. So right here we have this girl, I like what she's doing, but I'm not quite sure. This one's good as well. I'm not in love with it. This one I really like. I know I'm gonna want to use it in it. So I am going to put a specific color over it. You can use these to identify footage however you would like. Say I have a lot of random staff one, I can use a different color and use orange for staff. You can use it however you want. This little shortcut though is just gonna help visualize your stuff a lot better. You can go through, make a little disco out of it. So as you go through and get all of this footage, you can change it to what you actually want. So if I go back, I know that this green one is one of my favorite ones and I want to use it. I have these girls jumping. I definitely would label that green as well because I know I want to use it. So that essentially is just organizing and culling and using this footage sequence. So you're eventually gonna build this out. It will probably be more than 20 minutes of footage by the end of the week. But the best part is it's easy to come back, figure out what you want. That is it for right now.